What up, YouTube? It is your boy JB, and we are here today with the review for The Real Housewives of Atlanta, season 14, episode number 7. You guys, who gonna check me? Who gonna no? Who gonna check on me, boo? All right, you guys. So let's pause here and no. If you guys are watching this video and you are not yet subscribed to my channel, then I'm gonna need you guys to stop taking me on this date and having me pay for it at the end of it. You guys know you can do me that favor by liking the video, subscribe to the channel, turn on those post notifications, and also by sharing the video. And with that out of the way, without further ado, let us discuss The Real Housewives of Atlanta, shall we? So this episode, you guys, we pick up where we left off with Drew showing up to Sanya's dinner. So remember, they had the dirty wine competition. So Sanya has brought her gold medal so that she could present it to the winner. So the winner of the dirty wine is Marlo. Yeah, Marlo been going around doing that same little dance that she always do. I ain't hating on Marlo because Marlo got them knees, so I ain't hating on Marlo. So get it, Marlo, get it. So Sanya says that she's been wanting to address Drew. And Drew says, well, you know, you could have addressed me when you were getting your makeup done for free. And they were like, Drew, that was shady. Drew, was that shady? Really, Drew? You know damn well that was shady. So Sanya was like, oh, it wasn't free. It was $25. Did you pay the $25? Because if you didn't pay the $25, then you must have thought it was free. So I'm gonna give Drew double that. Okay, you're gonna give Drew 50. Cool. So Drew tells Sanya how hurt she was, and it's almost as if Sanya really wasn't trying to hear what Drew. I don't really think Sanya even wanted to hear what Drew was saying. And you guys, there was a comment that came in this past weekend, and I was reading it about Sanya and Drew. Let me point out something. I just want to say this real quickly. I'm not mad at anybody, but my issue is I don't have it. You know, people talking. I think the comment was like, you know, the fact that Portia, you know, Drew was up Portia's behind last season, and she had an issue with, you know, Latoya and Kenya. I didn't agree with when Drew had that issue with Latoya last season. I wasn't on Drew's side. I said it plenty of times last season that I was not on Drew's side with that whole situation. I didn't see it for Drew when she was coming at Latoya. Granted, I didn't like Latoya, but I thought Drew was coming too hard for no fucking reason, especially with that profit lot shit. I didn't understand it then, and I still don't understand it today. But it looks like Drew and Latoya are cool because I saw they were at whose birthday was this weekend? Somebody had a birthday this weekend, and Shamia's birthday. We saw Candy, Portia, Drew, Latoya, and Drew and Latoya hugged each other. So it looked like they're in a good spot. So I don't give a damn. So my issue with Sanya is it's not the fact that she don't want to be cool with Drew. I don't give a damn if she don't want to be cool with Drew. That is Sanya's prerogative. That is Sanya's business. But the way Sanya is moving is funny style. I get it. Sanya and Drew weren't really good friends like that. But my issue with Sanya is the fact that it feels like to me that Sanya has an issue with Drew because of what happened with Sheree. That is what is given to me. Because and it's fine. If you see that a person is moving funny and you don't rock with that, that's one thing. And you can easily say that to somebody, like, you know, the way you moving and the way you rocking, I don't get down with that, and it's not something that I don't fuck with that. And that's easy and peasy, easy as pie to say. Like I've said that to plenty of times. Like the way you moving, I don't really. You moving too funny for me, and I can't get with that. I can't get behind that. So she could have said that, but she didn't. She made it the issue because of what happened with Drew and Sheree. So let's be real about that situation. So then my thing is, Sanya's mama chimed in because Drew made a face, and it seems like she don't like it when Drew makes those faces. Here's the funny thing to me. Sanya's mama piped up at Drew, but just a few minutes ago, Marla called your daughter a whole bitch, and you ain't said shit to Marlo. I think her mama knew better than to say something to Marlo. I think mama was scared to say something to Marlo. Because, she called your daughter a bitch. So then Drew says that she feels like Sanya is clout chasing. Clout chasing off of you? I am a 4-time Olympic gold medal. Put some respect on my name. Baby, stop doing all that shit. You are doing too much. So, I'm not going to take away from Sanya's accolades. Shout out to Nene. I'm not going to take away from Sanya's accolades. But Kenya and Candy got more followers than you. And then, so once again, I know that you're an Olympic gold medalist. And we're not going to take away from that. We are going to uplift. We gonna say congratulations to that. But also, you got to remember, Miss Olympic gold medalist, you're on a little show called The Real Housewives of Atlanta. The same show Drew is on. So at this point, you guys are on an even playing field. just, I know people going to say, well, Sanya does this and Sanya does that. But how much money is that bringing in? Because she's on The Real Housewives of Atlanta. Sanya needed something. I don't know if Sanya got a brand that she's trying to promote or something, but Sanya is on this show for a reason. Even Kim Fields came on Real Housewives of Atlanta. And look at and Kim Fields, since doing Real Housewives of Atlanta, her career has gotten a resurgence. She's done the Upshaws. So I'm not saying anything is wrong with being on the Real Housewives of Atlanta, but sometimes, in this day and age, in this time period, there are people who do reality. Everyone now is doing reality TV because reality TV, you can build your brands. So yeah, just saying. That's all I gotta say. So let's keep going. So after Sanya and Drew talk, Drew was like, "Oh, well, Kenya, did you talk to Candy about your issue with Candy?" And Kenya was like, "Oh, thank you, Drew. Now that you threw me under the bus, yeah. So you talked to Drew about me? What'd you say to Drew?" Well, Candy, I didn't like the fact that, when we were in New York, you had given us the vibrators. It was just a joke. It wasn't nothing to take serious, Kenya. We were the married ones. We had fun with it. Well, Candy, not everybody's going to have fun with the goddamn vibrators. And I was on Kenya's side. Girl, who? And then, like, when Sanya stuck up, oh, God, I don't even want to mention that again. I was actually, like I said, I'm on Kenya's side. So, you was in drawers. Oh my God. And then, look at all the men that they talked about her being with. Okay, Candy, why are we doing this? And then Mama Joyce chimed in talking about, well, if you didn't want to wear it, you didn't have to wear it. Can't nobody buzz my vagina. I was like, her vagina? Mama Joyce, what the hell is a vagina? What the hell is a vagina? Oh my God, she said her vagina. Her vagina. Vagina? Vagina. I thought it was vagina. But now Mama Joyce said vagina. Vagina. Her vagina. Let's pause here, you guys, and move forward. Alright, you guys, so these next few scenes are just basically nothing ass scenes. Marlo. I will say one thing about Marlo. Despite the fact that we know what Marlo's MO is when it comes to the ladies, that Marlo is really just mostly trying to make sure that Peach is good for another season. Because that's really all. With Marlo and the mess that she's stirring up, that's really all that Marlo is doing, is just trying to make sure that her Peach gets renewed for season 15 of Real Housewives of Atlanta. That is all that Marlo Hampton is doing, nothing less, nothing more. So when Marlo is stirring up the shit, I don't like seeing that, because it's just like, really, Marlo, we got to do all of this? Sometimes when I look at Marlo, it just be like, really, girl? Because I think about Marlo and how for years Andy never really wanted to give Marlo a peach. But because Portia and Cynthia are gone, bitch, I would have took that consolation peach. I'm just saying. I don't give a fuck. I would have said as a friend of the Housewives, y'all would have to find, y'all would have had to, I mean, they couldn't even come and beg to me. Because I would feel like, damn, I've been on this show for X amount of years, and y'all ain't never once offered me a peach. Andy said he would never give me a peach, but now you want to give me a peach. I would have told them to take that peach and shove that peach so far up their motherfucking ass it came out of their nose and their ears. Because you wouldn't play with me. But I do like to see Marlo in the scenes with her nephews, and I do like to see Marlo in this scene that she was at the Women's Expo, and she was talking about her nonprofit Glam It Up. Drew called her. They talked about Sanya. I don't want to rehash that. Actually, I guess they just talk, when they talk about Sanya, they're talking about the fact that, you know, when Marlo and Sheree got to the cooking thing, that they found out that Marlo and Sheree were not invited to her mommy nation. They asked her about it. Sanya really doesn't have a good explanation about why she didn't invite them. And, you know, Drew talking about Sanya's with the wrong team. I don't know if she's with the wrong oh God, please don't do the teams. Oh God, don't do teams. Team small and teams the talls versus the smalls. Oh God, don't ever do teams again on Real Housewives of Atlanta. It's always toxic. But yeah, you guys, let's pause here and move forward. So next up, you guys, let's talk about Sanya. It ain't much with Sanya. We see Sanya with her mama, her daddy, and her sister. They're talking about the cooking event. And, you know, she's talking about the fact that Sheree and Marlo asked her about not being invited to the Mommy Nation. She feels she couldn't have invited all of the ladies to the Mama Nation. I'm like, really? Girl, it was a photo shoot. What do you think D7 was going to do at a goddamn photo shoot? I mean, if you tell them it's a photo shoot for my brand, I mean, yeah, the ladies could come and mess up the joint, but when it comes to them supporting each other's businesses, the one thing I can say about the Real Housewives of Atlanta, very rarely do you, well, I mean, Kenya Moore hair care. So there are occasions where they do come and, you know, come with the theatrics, but 9 times out of 10 they don't. They come there really supportive and whatnot. I just wish Sanya would just be honest and say, I don't think she was clout chasing. I don't think that's what she was doing. What I think that Sanya was trying to do was trying to reach a different market, because she probably has her legion of followers who will support her. And you got the likes of Candy and Kenya, who, for all intents and purposes with this season, are the big names of Real Housewives of Atlanta. Because if Nene was there, if Portia was there, if Cynthia were there, I'm pretty positive she would have asked Cynthia, Portia, Nene, Kenya, and Candy to be a part of that photo shoot. Because why? They're the go-to names of the Real Housewives of Atlanta. And they got a legion of followers that's an untapped market. It's marketing. It's marketing. Is it smart marketing? Yes. So I'm not going to come down on Miss Sanya. So yeah, I just wish Sanya would just be honest and say, hell yeah, I wanted them. I'm network, bitch. I got a brand. I'm trying to sell some shit. Fuck you mean? I would have respected that. Let's pause here, you guys, and move forward. So next up, you guys, let's talk about She by She Ain't Got It. So Sheree's meeting up with her life coach. His name is Jack Daniels. I was like, oh, okay. When I saw Jack Daniels, I'm like, this ain't gonna go well. Well, it didn't go well at all. So Mr. Jack Daniels is asking, nope. Sheree is telling Mr. Daniels about, you know, when she went to Philly to see Tyrone, how Tyrone stood her up. Girl, you looking dumb as fuck. So then he's asking her, is she through with Tyrone? Sheree can't even say no that she is done with Tyrone. I'm like, girl, you are a dumbass. This nigga stood you up. This nigga is on house arrest. How do you get stood up by a nigga on house arrest? How in the fuck do you get stood up by a nigga on house arrest? You get stood up by a nigga that gotta ask another man for permission to go somewhere. But you got stood up. And it's on camera. Baby, Sheree is just a walking embarrassment when it comes to the Real Housewives of Atlanta. September, spring, summer, the joggers. That was embarrassment. The She by Sheree fashion show. The fashion show with no fashions. Embarrassing. Chateau Thelma. That took years to get built. She by Sheree. Once again, that was 2008. You ain't got no website. You ain't got a lick of shit. You also say that you have products for the website, yoga mats, water bottles, but they never came to fruition. Sheree, that sounds like a you problem. That sounds like a problem that you got. You got so many girl. The only thing that Sheree has ever been able to produce was that "Who Gon' Check Me" boo shirt, as well as that bone collector shirt. That is despicable. That is an embarrassment. T-shirts. Okay. Girl, anybody can make a t-shirt. Just saying. So, now, Mr. Daniels, you lost me when you was telling her that Tyrone was probably in his cell jacking off to her. Who the fuck wants to hear that? That is nasty. That's nasty. That's cringeworthy. To have someone tell you that they're jacking off to you, I was about to put my business out there, but actually no, I've had someone tell me that. I've had someone tell me that. And I was just like, why would you feel the need to give me that information? What the fuck am I supposed to do knowing that you are masturbating thinking about me? I don't even do phone sex. I don't have phone sex because I think that is gross. And no shade to anybody who has phone sex, but to me, phone sex is just, ugh. I can't get with the phone sex. I cannot get with phone sex, you guys. It's a no for me. Kudos to anybody who can do it. It ain't for JB. JB cannot be a phone sex operator. Because I cringe up when I hear stuff like that. And I'm not a prude when it comes to sex because I love sex and I'm a very sexual person. But to tell me that you are pleasuring yourself to pictures of me, thinking about me, please keep it to yourself. And then if you ask me, do you want to have phone sex? I'm going to tell you straight out from the gate, hell the fuck no. I don't want to have phone sex. I don't find that enjoyable. Actually, I'm gonna sit there. I'm gonna sit on the phone. Actually, I'm not even gonna sit on the phone because it has happened. And the one time that I even attempted to do it, I didn't go through with the motions because I knew I wouldn't. I knew I wasn't gonna do it. I'm like that. It just, you're on the phone. What do you have on? A t-shirt. What else? I killed the fantasy. What do you have on? My boxers and a t-shirt. Take them off. Why? I actually asked that question. Why? Why do you want me to take my clothes off? You're not here. You know what? We're getting a little too deep. Let's move forward. Because I didn't mean to go that deep, you guys. So, sorry. Didn't mean to digress. So, yeah. Where we at? Am I talking about, what the fuck am I talking about? Sheree. So yeah, we get a flashback to, Sheree and her evolution of no clothing. Then this man gonna tell her she needs to revamp. How can you revamp something that never was? It is what it is. So Sheree and Kenya, they met up. Kenya talks about her business and how she's behind on deadlines with like Walmart, big name retailers. Girl, how the fuck? Girl, that is money. Don't be behind on money. Not behind Mark's raggedy ass. And then she doesn't have a team. I was like, wait a minute. How does Kenya Moore not have a team? That don't sound right. So Sheree's talking about her business and how it didn't work. Things hadn't worked out for her because the men that she worked with always got to the point where they wanted to date her. Do I believe that? Absolutely. But you know, I'm gonna leave Sheree alone. I'm gonna leave Sheree alone for just a little bit. So Kenya's talking about Marlo, and she didn't like the fact that Marlo was questioning her about being sick. And I mean, you could, when Kenya came into that restaurant where Sheree was, you could literally hear it in Kenya's voice. Kenya was hoarse. Like, you could hear it in Kenya's voice that she was hoarse. So I don't know why Marlo was questioning if she's sick or not, because, bitch, you can hear it. Like, her voice, you can literally hear how hoarse Kenya is in her voice. So let's pause here, you guys, and move forward. And actually, we're going to go ahead and wrap up the episode. So, you guys, I'm going to knock Candy out in one swoop scene. So Candy and Todd, they declutter in their house. Candy has got some clothes that I don't know if they're gently worn. And I would imagine somebody like Candy, she probably buys clothes, don't always wear them. She doesn't wear them all the time. So she's getting rid of them. And she wants to give them to Marlo. Now Todd said, Candy, Marlo not going to take this shit. She called Marlo. Marlo told her she ain't taking this shit. And Todd was like, see, I told you. Now, my thing is with Marlo, I get where Marlo, I got where she was saying that sometimes kids who are in foster homes, they could feel like, damn, I ain't, they could feel low, and then just to get somebody else's hand-me-downs, they can make them feel really low. But don't put the value in the clothes, don't put value in the clothes. And I think that's the problem. Because people go to good. I mean, shit. I've bought stuff from Goodwill before, and you would never know because the stuff is, when they say gently worn, it looks like somebody may have worn it once or twice and said it wasn't for me, and they just gave it away. And it's like with this, I didn't understand that. I didn't understand it completely. So then we see all the ladies. They met up, and things were awkward between Drew and Sanya. And so Marlo shows up, and she's telling them that, the boys, they're going to be brought down there because her sister, you guys know her sister's in jail, and her sister is trying to get out, and her sister wants to go to get some, get her mental health taken care of. But her sister wants to do outpatient, but the judge is insistent that she does inpatient. So she's not going to get out of jail unless she does inpatient. And Marlo's going to have the boys come down so that they can talk to her on the phone, and, hopefully she'll agree once she sees her kids. Well, I'm going to go ahead and get that out the way. It didn't go the way that Marlo planned, because Marlo said that her sister got on the phone, started cussing her out, walked out of the room, and threw a chair. So then we see the ladies, they're sitting down, and Marlo is talking about Candy. And once again, like I said, Kenya defended Candy. Don't put value in the clothes. It's the thought that counts. Candy has these clothes. Like, here's my thing. They don't even have to be gently worn. Sometimes people buy shit, they can't fit it. They buy it, they can't actually fit it, and they be like, oh, well, I mean, you want this? And it's not a thing of, oh, I think less of you, or you. And I know Marlo said that she got teased when she was in school, but who does? I mean, that's especially when I was in school, the kids who used to go right around looking at your tags to see if you got your clothes from Walmart or the dollar store, which I don't know how you can tell that if you got your clothes from Walmart or the dollar store. And shit, here's one thing. Here's something funny. Like, here's a funny story. Like, when I was in middle school, we wore uniforms, and some of the kids wanted to look at my tag, and they were too ignorant or too slow to know that my clothes were all my clothes were name brand. Everything that my mom bought me was name brand. She never bought me anything off brand. So they didn't know. If you guys are not familiar with the store Eddie Bauer, my mom had an account with Eddie Bauer, so she would buy my school clothes from there. And one of the kids came and looked at my tag, and he was like, "Oh, this is from Walmart." And I'm like, no, it's not. I'm like, you don't know that there's a store in the mall by this name? He said, no, it's not. So they asked the teacher. And they were like, she's like, yeah, it's a store it's a store and it's in the mall. And they left me alone. So kids are gonna do stupid shit. But as long as these kids know that this was given to them from a loving place from someone else, it shouldn't matter what anybody else thinks. And shit, at least you got some. There are kids who don't have anything. Like there was a girl in my school who she had to wear the same thing every day because her family didn't have anything. And when the kids and I didn't when the kids I believe the kids used to make fun of her, and me and my other friends we would defend her, like leave her alone, like because we knew we didn't. And I also think she was homeless too, but we knew and we just said leave her alone, like stop messing with her, like stop messing with her. It ain't that deep. Like you should be thankful and happy that you have parents that go to work every day to make sure that you don't have to go without, because there are people who are less fortunate than you. And that's the thing to teach people. Even with the kids who are less fortunate, you still have to tell them, your parents might not have a lot, but what they don't have, I know that your parents probably try to make up for it in what they can provide. And even with the kids in foster care, you probably have a village of people that love you and will do anything for you. So I liked what Kenya was saying to Marlo, and I just think Marlo needs to. I just didn't like the fact that she was trying to come at Candy. Basically, it's like you're trying to call a woman cheap, but she wasn't being cheap. So then Kenya talks to Marlo about the fact that she doesn't like the fact that Marlo's pretend. I don't know how Kenya could even want to pretend to be friends with Marlo after Marlo said what she said about Kenya and her mama. I would never be friends with somebody like that. I just really wouldn't. I really wouldn't. So Kenya and Marlo are arguing back and forth, and Marlo's like, "But are you sick today?" Kenya said, "Your comprehension is off." She says, "No, that wig is off." And yeah, that wig was off. The wig was off. So then Sheree's here's the interesting thing. Sheree is a contradiction in herself. She wants for Candy to support her, but then last week's episode, you and Marlo was talking shit about Candy and Portia. I mean, not Portia. Candy and Kenya. Were you supporting Candy then? When she was getting called a hoe? Oh, you wasn't? Okay, Sheree. Then go to hell. So then at the end of it, Sanya told Marlo and Sheree she wants to make up for them not inviting them to the Mommy Nation event. Drew is like, what about me? She says we still got issues. I was like, what? Y'all still got issues? Girl, how? Girl, Sanya ain't finna work my nerves. Sanya's not gonna work my nerves. But that's all I got for you guys. Let me know what you guys thought about Real Housewives of Atlanta. Leave your comments in the comment section below. Subscribe to the channel and turn on those post notifications so that way you guys are notified of when I drop anything else. Share the video, guys. And until the next time, stay safe, take care of yourselves. You guys wash your hands, wear a mask, socially distance, be blessed, and I'll see you guys in the next one.